Imagine it's the 23rd century, and humanity has discovered alien life, and you're an ambassador assigned to impress these civilizations. But there's a twist. Everyone else wants the same thing. Who will outsmart their opponents, take risks, and finally claim ultimate political power? Welcome to Ego, a game of daring auctions, card drafting, and just a little bit of ego. Is this game any fun? Or better yet, is this game for you? I'll be answering these questions throughout the video. But just a quick note, this video is sponsored by BoxKing, who's been a big supporter of this channel, but I'll share more about them later. At its core, Ego is an auction game, but there's a lot more going on. The board itself may look a little intimidating, but trust me, the game is very simple and so is the flow. You're moving your ship across different systems, encountering minor and major events. Every round, you'll be going through each system, drafting cards, and then participating in an auction or bidding phase where everyone's fighting for influence. Throughout the systems, you will be scoring victory points, but also you may offend some people along the way, gaining offense tokens. Whoever has the most amount of victory points at the end of the game wins. The cards that you acquire throughout different systems will match certain requirements for different auctions you'll be playing throughout the game. When an auction starts, players take turns meeting or exceeding the bid by playing matching cards. Some cards even have multiple symbols, which can totally shift the balance of power in a single play. In Ego, everyone will win a prize in every auction. So you're always left with a decision. Do I use everything that I have so that I gain a prize even though it's not that good? Or do I keep these cards so that I can earn something larger down the road? Every decision feels like a gamble. And one thing I've noticed with games like Ego, and games that require 4 to 5 players, is that having enough table space makes setup and gameplay so much easier. You need enough space for all these system boards, the cards, and all the components that come in each game. Without enough space, things start feeling a bit more cramped, and it's harder for everyone to see where everything is. That's why I really enjoy my table from BoxKing, who's the sponsor of this video. It's big, sturdy, and gives everyone plenty of room to spread everything out comfortably. The surface is smooth and durable, so sliding cards or moving pieces around feels effortless, and it holds up to lots of game nights over time. It's also versatile. You can play board games, card games, or even use it as a multi-purpose table for friends and family. So if you'd like to support the company that's been supporting this channel quite a bit, please feel free to check out BoxKing. Also, if you use the code Banter, you can get 10% off at checkout. Thanks again to BoxKing for sponsoring this video. Each star system you travel to has its own little challenge. Most of the time, you'll be drafting cards. Sometimes, you'll get straightforward picks. You choose a card, add it to your hand, and plan for the next auction. But other times, you'll be faced with a risk. For example, in certain spaces, you'll just draft a decent card that'll help you in the next auction. In other spaces, I'll be able to take a risk. If I do, I could draw extra cards that can help me in the auction later down the road. But I risk taking an offense token which could hurt me later down the road. That moment of hesitation is fun. Do I just play it safe and consistently just get some cards? Or do I take a risk that'll help me big later down the road? The auctions themselves are the focus of this game. Here's how it works. Say the current auction requires 2 different symbols. The first player plays a card that matches. The next player has to equal or beat that value. Then the next person has to match it or beat it, whichever comes first. It escalates quickly, where you have to quickly make a decision. Do you keep pushing and hope that others back off? Or do you just stop and claim a smaller prize? And sometimes the game throws in bidding events, where players secretly choose how many cards they want to bid and reveal them at the same time. It's surprising, it's chaotic, and it leads to some nice table talk, which is really nice because the game keeps things fresh. Hey guys, Post Edit Joe here. So I just noticed I never talked about the power cards, and so I wanted to add these extra little details so that you guys are aware of it. So power cards can be earned as rewards throughout certain events. These cards add a fun little twist to the game and give you something to chase for throughout different negotiating events. There are 3 different types of power cards that you could pick up. First, instant power cards. These are one and done cards you play right away, usually to grab some kind of resource boost. Second, there are stronger tactic cards. These work just like your normal negotiation cards, but they're juiced up with extra icons.
So when you drop them in a bidding event, they carry way more weight. And third, one-off ability cards. You can hold on to them and trigger them at the perfect moment. Some even let you take risk events and avoid getting any offense tokens. It's not a huge part of the game, but I like that they add a little bit more spice to the game and give me a reason to push a bit harder for certain negotiations. And then there are the alliance tokens. These are sneaky little things that you pick up during negotiating events, and even at the start of the game, and nobody else will know what your alliance token is. At the end of the game, you can reveal them and claim them as victory points. Some alliance tokens can be used throughout the game and allow you to gain resources or even remove offense tokens. The secrecy adds just a little bit extra layer of tension, as throughout the game you don't know what people are accumulating and what they might use them for. I figured that was worth adding, just so you guys are aware. Now back to the video.
Now here's something important to note. Ego really shines when playing at 4 to 5 players. I've played this game at 3 players and well, it falls flat. At 3 players, it feels like there's just less pressure, less tension, and fewer tough choices.
Hey guys, Post Edit Joe here. So I just wanted to add a little bit more to this point and talk about my own experience when I played a 3-player game. So in one of my games, I completely ignored the negotiating and bidding events. Yes, I still had to participate and do it, but I didn't win a single auction. Instead, what I did was completely hoard all my resources for the end of the game. And when I hit the final system, I just cashed them all in for a whole bunch of victory points. And I actually won the game. That kind of broke the experience for me, as the heart of a bidding auction game is the interaction, the tension, and it just wasn't there at 3 players. I just figured I'd add that point as I thought it was worth mentioning. Now back to the video.
But when you play this at 4 to 5 players, the tension raises up dramatically. You're not just playing the game, you're constantly reacting to others. The auctions just feel more alive. The drafting feels more competitive and the risks feel more dramatic. And one thing that I've learned in regards to strategy of this game is don't play all your good cards early. There's benefit to long-term strategy. It may feel tempting to just dominate one auction, but a flexible hand is much better than a lopsided one. And also something I've learned is that when you're in an auction or a bidding event, even if you don't win first place, there's still really good rewards for second and third place. So sometimes it's good to just play it safe and claim a good reward. Now, what are my overall thoughts of Ego? Well, this isn't my favorite auction game from Reiner Knizia. Games like High Society feels more tense and fast-paced. The auction in Ego feels fine for me. I just don't like that when you start an auction and you're continuing, you have to stop either when you match or exceed the current bid, whichever comes first. And when we did that, it felt a bit more procedural for me. For me, when I play an auction game, I like the control to double or even triple the current bid to force my opponent to make a really tough decision. While in this game, the auction felt like it got tenser later down the road and it just ramped up a lot slower than what I generally like in an auction game. And part of the appeal for me in an auction game is you're not playing the game, you're playing the player. And you lose some of that with the current system that's in place for Ego. But with that said, Ego does have a lot going for it. It has card drafting, it has push your luck elements leading up to the auction. So if you enjoy a medley of mechanics, then Ego does deliver on that front. Here's my takeaway of Ego. If you're gonna play it at 4 or 5 players. If you love auction games, you enjoy different mechanics, you enjoy some of that push your luck elements, then this might be a fun addition to your collection. But if you're going to be playing at 3 players, then I just wouldn't recommend it. It just may fall flat for you where the game won't feel tense, there's not as much excitement, and you might end up leaving underwhelmed. So who is Ego for? Well, if you like auction games, you enjoy card drafting, and you like a little bit of push your luck element, and where every choice has a little tension to it, then you'll enjoy this game. But if you usually play at 2 to 3 players, or you just don't enjoy the pressure of auctions, then this game won't be your favorite. Ego is a type of game that just thrives on competition and interaction, and it needs a bigger group to shine. And these are my thoughts on Ego. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And if you've enjoyed the content, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. Now, did you know that Ego was one of 3 games that were published together? I got to play another one of those games called Silos. If you're interested, you can watch that video here.